Hello and welcome back. Let's jump right into today's puzzle. Just a glaring observation, this 8 here means 8 can't be in the center, so 8 is going to be on one of those two. And then the edges of that as well. These 3 2s means the 2 is going to be in one of those. This 8 and that 8 means 8 is in the middle. So if 8's got to be in the middle of that and 8's on the bottom, then 8 must be on the top of that one. This 7 and this 7 means that is a 7. When these two make that a 7, and that has to be our 8, which means 8 cannot be in those two. So the 8 has to be in one of those. Alright, so let's fill in these 3. So it's gotta be a 3, 5, or 6. Six is in the middle here and there. It's got to be on this side, but we have a 6 on the bottom, so it can't be there. So 6 has to be there, which leaves the 8 there. And just as we did before, we need in this column, we need a 3. 3 can't be on the top because of that one. We need a 4 there. 4 also can't be on the top. So there's going to be a 3 and a 4, which leaves 5 in the center column. Okay, so if 3 is in the middle there, and 3 is on the left there, then 3 has to be on the right of that one. Likewise, a 4 on the right and those 4s on the left means the 4 is in the middle of this. We can finish this up because we just need a 1, 2, 3, or 4, and then got a 1 there. So the 1s are on the bottom. This 1 and this 1 make our 1s in one of those 2 blocks. This line here on the bottom needs a 9. 9 can't be there because of that. Can't be in either of those 2 blocks because of this one. So the 9 is going to be in that set of blocks for the bottom. So if it's in the bottom here, the top of that, it's got to be in the middle now. Can't be in the right or left. So it's got to be in the very middle, the center. And then we can put the 1, this 1 and these 2 1s means the 1 has to be there. Alright, so this line here needs a 6, and it can't be in these two because of that. So 6 has to be in one of those. This 8 keeps an 8 from being there. This one keeps an 8 from being there. So the 8 is in one of those three. Let's look at this column here. We need a 1, 2, or 3. So we know our 3 has to be in there. So that can't be a 3. So that has to be a 1 or a 2. And then those are already filled in. Let's go ahead and complete this center block. So the 1 has to be in one of those. Now the 2 can be over here as well. 3 and the 4 are going to be there. We have 5, 6, 7, and 8. And we know, well, the 9, we have enough 9s to say that the 9 must be there. So this row here needs a 2. This can't be because of that. That can't be because of that one. So that one has to be our 2, which means that has to be our 8. And leaves us 7 for that one. Okay, so these 3 7s means the 7 has to be there. And this 7, that 7, and this one means 7 has to be in one of those two. Let's look at this column. Pause. Unpause. So this column needs a 3. That one can't be a 3 because of that. So the 3 is going to be one of those two. We need a 5. So the 5 has to be in the top or the bottom because that one. So that means that one is reduced to being sorry. No, that's not what I meant to do. That one has to be a 6. So these 3 6s make the 6 have to be there. Okay. And here, this has to be a 3 or a 5. There's a 3 here. So the 3 has to be in one of these two. The 2 could be in any of these. The 5 can be anywhere. And likewise, the 6. Maybe we can finish this row. We need a 3 that can be any of them. We need a 5 that cannot be there. Be in those two. We need a 6 that because of that one has to be there. This 7 and this 7 means that's a 7, which also means that cannot be a 7, and therefore that one must be. And we have all of our 7. Let's work on this block. We only have 4 missing, but I don't know that we can narrow it down to speak of. The 2 can be anywhere. The 4 could be anywhere. The 5 has to be in the top. Okay, so we need a 2, 4, 5, or 8. The 5 or 8 can't be in the bottom. So that means the 2, 4 has to be. So if the 4 is in this line in one of those 2 blocks, that cannot be a 4, which means that has to be a 3 and that one has to be the 4. Likewise, the 2 has to be in that line, so the 2 can't be there. So that one has to be the 1 and that one the 2. that's a 1, then that has to be the 3 and the 2 and the 4 and the 1. Alright, we're cooking with gas now. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So we need a 9. That was the only one left. We can finish the options here. We need a 1. Can't be there because of that. It's got to be those two. We have a 2. We need a 3 that can be in any of those. Okay. Alright, let's finish these bottom 2 rows. So we have a 1 and a 2. We need a 3 that can be anywhere. Starting to see a pattern with the 3s. It's the line of 3, 5, and 8. Let's look at this bottom one. We're missing the 4, 5, and 9. So this one has to be a 4 or a 5. That one can't be a 5, but it'll be a 4 or a 9, and this can be either. For this block, the 3 could also be at the top. Okay, so that's not, those don't have to, let's finish this line here. So we need a 3, 4, 6, 8. That one can't be a 3, but it can be a 4. That can be either. That can't be a 4 or a 6, but it can be a 3 or an 8. That could be either of them. No, it could be a 6. We already have a 6 in this block here. So that can be a 6. So the 6 does have to be there. But that's the only one. We narrowed down to 2. Let's finish this column here. So we need a 3, 6, 4, 9. Okay, I have a 4, 9 here, which means that has to be a 3 or a 6. So this one has to be a 4 or a 9. which is logical because the 4 cannot be in the center. 4 can't be there, so 4's got to be one of those two. Same with the 9. And a 9 here and a 9 there, so this is a pair of 4 or 9. Okay. So we have an interesting thing here. In these 4 blocks, we have 3 of them that have to be a 4 or a 9. Then you have this one that can be a 4, 5, or 9. One of the rules of Sudoku is it can't have multiple possible answers. If the 5 was not an option there, then if that were a 4, then that's a 9, and that's a 9, that's a 4. But the opposite could also be true, therefore giving you 2 possible answers. So, to keep that from happening, if 5 is a possibility there, we know then that that one has to be a 5. To keep this situation where these 4 squares have 2 possible answers, which makes that a 4. And that a 2, a 4. And then these 3 make that a 4. Means that one has to be the 9, and that one a 4, and that one a 9. Okay. The only one remaining that can be a 1 is that one in this column, because that keeps that one, that keeps that one, and that keeps that one. So the 1 has to be here, and the 1 has to be there because of that. And in this top one, the only one left that can be a 2 is that, in that top row. That 5, that can't be a 5. What am I meant to do? get rid of that 5. So in this column, we're needing a 3, 6, 8, and that center one can be either. Let's finish here. So we need a 1, 3, 5, and 8. Can't be a 1. That one can't be a 1 because of that one anymore. So that has to be a 3. That has to be a 6. So with that a 3, then that has to be a 5. So we're left with a 3, 8. And that. Okay. I'm bound to be missing something at this point. Wait a minute, that's not right. We're not looking for a 3 in this line. What are we looking for? We're looking for a 2. No. Yeah, a 2. And that 2 has to be there. So that has to be the 8. I knew there was something I had to be off. All right, well, there you go. A little over 30 minutes, but I got that one today, so I hope you enjoyed that. We'll see you in the next one. Thanks.